In this video, I want to discuss the structure of online courses and point out some of the perhaps pitfalls you want to avoid. We know from research that in digital space it's important to consider the amount of material and information you provide students with. And often it means that you do need to kill some darlings and perhaps omit some materials because otherwise it will just become too chaotic for the students or their workload will be too much. And keeping in mind that at Åbo Academy University, we consider one study point to be around 27 hours of coursework for the student. And having long texts to read or many assignments can quickly become too much for students to actually have time to do that within 27 hours or 135 hours if it's a 5 study point course. And the way you present information can vary, and often it's good to include both texts, for example, and videos or an audio file so that students gain an overview through the text, but you can introduce the course and different themes and the structure in a video to make it perhaps more relatable and perhaps also more fun if you feel like that. And in online courses, you also need to consider how you will communicate with students. And are you going to use mainly asynchronous forms, email, chat, comments, or do you feel a need to meet the students at the same time somewhere as a way to perhaps answer questions and move the course forwards? And often it's really good to have online synchronous meetings if you have collaboration of some kind and if you want to provide feedback, because it often saves time for the teacher. But it depends on the course. And if you have a highly flexible self-study course that is mainly asynchronous, then that would be a problem because it would impede the flexibility of the course participants to take part in at any time they want. Generally speaking, in distance courses, a good distance course always provides very clear course expectations so that the students know what they're expected to do, when, where, and how they're supposed to do it. And often these are related to deadlines. And we see that deadlines play an important part in setting things in motion. It can be collaboration or it can be individual assignments. So providing some kind of course description that is sort of clearly stated for the students so that they understand what's expected of them, but also providing deadlines and often visualizations, timelines of some kind are really helpful so that students can follow what the teacher is expecting of them and when. And this can also be helpful for you as a teacher when you start considering how much work should the student do, and do we have too many assignments at the end of the course? Should there be some assignments in the middle of the course or in the beginning of the course? So these kind of timelines and visualizations may also be helpful for the teacher. A lot of teachers seem to expect the students to be the active party in distance courses. But the fact is, I see from the research I've done with teachers that it's really important that the teacher is active and reaches out to the student, especially in the beginning of the course, because this is when you need to establish the relationships with students and you need to get them started. So the sooner you reach out to students, often the better. And this is also important because the relationship to the teacher is a kind of social presence that a lot of students appreciate, and they feel that the teacher might be welcoming and friendly and open to what they're saying, and this may actually improve the chances of the student completing the course.